So we'll both have a copy.
Okay, it says, please request record permission from the meeting host.
It's recording. I'll just send it to you. All right, so today is September 25th, 2020, and we're with Mika. And we're going to figure out this.
Again. Hi, Magic.
Morgana, the Magic Witch.
M&M.
Yeah. So we're going to use this time together as a focal point to see what best needed for Mika. And also this is going to be experimental because this is my first Zoom session.
Is it really? Oh, I feel so honored. You didn't tell me that. You're doing so well. I'm excited.
Oh, this is fun. Okay, so now I'm going to share the screen. Okay, let's go back to your natal chart. So this is your beautiful natal chart, which I'm going to send you. Okay, so notice here, it has all of the elements. So if we added up all of the planets and asteroids, this is a balance of all of the elements. So you would be fire and earth dominant and air weak. And then the modes, cardinal is self-starting energy. Fixed is kind of static, set in its ways, or stable energy. And then mutable is go with the flow, watery kind of energy. So you're mutable dominant. So mutable dominant people are more flowy than you think. And maybe a part of you is like, what? But I would say you really go with the flow person. And then up here, let's see. Okay, so then it even gives you the names if you're still learning the symbols and the zodiac signs. It gives you all these. And again, these are all the aspects that exist. I put them all in so you could learn them all because of that past life regression skills that you have of looking into like these noviles or septiles. These are past life gifts and talents. So you have all of them to study. So you could be like, well, what does it mean to have a planet conjunct another planet? It's touching. The two planets are touching. Can you see me at all on the screen?
I can. I have a little screen in the corner, so it's perfect.
Okay, good. Okay, so a conjunction is a 0-degree angle because two planets are literally touching each other. And you got opposite.
How can they touch each other? They aren't even, what do you mean by touching each other?
Like when the planets are in transit, when they're transiting.
Yeah.
When you have your natal chart here, it's static, it doesn't move. Because when you're born with your birth chart, it's like the universe took a snapshot of your soul. So that's what a birth chart is the moment you decided to come down here into this physical reality, the planets and celestial bodies were aligned a certain way.
Right. It's my
so
program.
It's like, yes, so it's like the universe literally took a snapshot of these planets and these alignments when you came down into this physical reality. So when a planet transits over your natal planet or natal asteroid or natal celestial body, the two planets are touching, meaning your natal and the transiting are touching. Okay, so this screen has a bunch of stuff to study and research. So notice these RX points, little RX. Do you see my little cursor?
Yeah.
That means
Yes.
you were born with these in retrograde.
Oh,
so
retrograde.
All the ones with RX are in retrograde when you're born. So you have quite a few. So what a retrograde is a skipped step from a previous life. So when you have, let's see, Mercury, so you were born with Mercury retrograde.
I was?
Yeah. So when Mercury's in retrograde, it's nothing new for you. It's kind of like, because your planet is already appears that it's moving backwards and it's a skip step, meaning you have to pay extra attention to detail because in maybe previous incarnations you weren't paying attention to details as much. So maybe you chose a lifetime so you extra pay attention to the details and the way you communicate and the words you use, because words are very important to you in this life.
Mm-hmm.
So the skip step isn't because you missed something because you weren't good enough or smart enough. It's literally a skip step because you needed to be extra focused in that area. So I see retrogrades as a gift because you're going back over, you're redoing something.
Okay.
All the words read. So anytime you see retrograde, all the words read. Redo, reanalyze, revisit.
Right. Getting another chance.
Yes, so retrogrades are kind of like a gift.
Challenging.
So they can be challenging, but they're just helping your soul to focus on those certain areas that you missed or that you want to pay more attention to. So let's look at, so the first one we looked at was you have Mercury here, that little symbol with the horns.
Uh-huh.
You also have your Mercury in Virgo. See that? So that's the constellation of Virgo. So your Mercury's in Virgo. So you can see over here too, look, your moon is in Libra.
Uh-huh.
Earth, Pisces, Sun, Virgo, Vulcan is an asteroid in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Leo, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Taurus, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Virgo, Neptune in Scorpio, Pluto in Virgo, Chiron in Pisces, and so on. And then it says the house is in.
Got it.
Moon in Libra in the 3rd house, Earth and Pisces in the 8th house, and so on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so back to the retrogrades. So now the most significant one, you got the South Node retrograde. That means you have the North Node retrograde.
Got it.
Some astrologers say this is probably the most important placement in your whole chart, the North Node, South Node.
Okay.
So I want to definitely come back to this because it's of highly important. But North Node retrograde, again, maybe you weren't so focused on, let's see, okay, so if it's in, your North Node is in Gemini. If you think about Gemini, it's the ruler of the 3rd house. It has to do with communication. It has to do with thinking, left brain thinking, communication, short distance travel, siblings, anything to do with words, expression. So your soul is evolving through that area of life. So your North Node, the dragon's head, is pointing you in the direction towards Gemini pursuits. So your soul is literally evolving through Gemini pursuits. And then the South Node is where you came from, either directly from a past life or directly from the past.
Mm-hmm.
So the South Node is in Sagittarius,
Mm-hmm.
which Sagittarius is the teacher, Gemini is the student. So it's a lifetime of learning. It's a lifetime of learning anything and everything, and you're not designed to do one thing. You're designed to do it all, like jack of all trades, master of none, maybe master of all, a bunch of little things. But your soul is really curious because Gemini is a sign of like curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
It bounces from one thing to another. Gemini archetype research is like, it reads 20 different books at once. Like it wants to know everything. And that's okay. So it's giving yourself, your soul, permission to be like a Gemini, to just go flit from one thing to another like a hummingbird. Like just, and then the past, you directly came from a scholarly type of environment. Sagittarius is the teacher. It's the philosopher. It enjoys long distance travels. It
Mm-hmm.
it wants to experience different cultures also. So it's a lot like the Gemini because it's on the same axis. It's the axis of learning and teaching. So in the past, you could have been a great teacher. You could have been a philosopher. You could have been a cult leader. You could have been some kind of spiritual leader because Sagittarius is usually to do with a spiritual leader. And so you could have came from that. But in this life, you want to learn more. You want to learn everything. You want to be the student. You want to be okay with writing and speaking and expressing and communicating. And so the more you move into the North Node, the more your very soul evolves. So it's natural for us to go back to the South Node because that's where it's most comfortable. The South Node is comfortable. So we naturally want it. So for you, you naturally want to be the teacher. You naturally want to be the leader. You naturally want to be, you know, the spiritual leader, the spiritual guru. But in this life, you have to be okay with stepping away from that and into the unknown of something that you haven't learned yet.
Okay.
Okay, so the next retrograde is Saturn here. Saturn, okay. Saturn is the great spiritual teacher. Saturn is the planet of restriction, mortality. It's deep crystallization. It's structure. It rules our skeletal structure. It's all about structure and solidity, solid. So it has to do with authority, the father in your chart. It's where you're focused in life. So wherever Saturn is, Saturn literally helps you to accomplish.
Stopping.
Oh, did I stop?
I missed that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
It was breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Again? Sorry, can you hear me? Yeah, yeah, I was trying to tell you that it's breaking up. I didn't notice if you noticed that, but I missed almost everything you said except for the last thing you were talking about Saturn was it was solid.
Okay. No problem. This is good.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's my signal, just so you know. Okay, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with my bandwidth being very limited. I'm quite
it's
remote.
all good. That's no problem. Just let me know and I'll repeat myself. No worries.
Thank you.
Okay, so Saturn, you can see my cursor, right?
Yes, I can, and I can see Saturn in the retrograde.
Okay.
Does it matter like the degree, like it says 35 degrees and then 00?
Yeah, like the degrees in and of itself are its own separate thing. There's literally something called the degrees of astrology.
Okay.
So every placement you have is very significant in the degrees because someone else could have, Leo rising, but yours is 12 degrees Leo rising. Someone could have 25 degrees Leo rising, but it means something different. So the degrees are very important actually. So that's its own, like there's a book, it literally is called The Degrees of Astrology. So that's really important also.
So yeah, so it varies. So even though you and I both have Leo rising,
Yep.
do you know what your degree is?
25 degrees.
So that's where you brought it up.
Yep.
So does that make you even more rising Leo than me, or how does that work?
No, not at all. It's a different energy. There's something called a Sabian symbol. So when you, so for instance, okay, so one of your homeworks is, what does it mean to have Leo 12 degrees in my ascendant or rising? And so you look it up, and there's something called the Sabian symbol.
Okay.
And it explains that energy and why you chose, because all of this was highly conscious. You chose your astrological configurations very precisely. But why did your soul choose 12 degrees of Leo as your ascendant? And it's the energy behind that is why. Okay. So that's part of things you will research when you're diving into yourself, when you're diving into your chart.
Got it.
And by doing research on your astrological chart, you do invite like starry lineages to come help you. Like,
Okay.
to understand this knowledge, this is how like the galactic stuff really came in for me, was researching my astrological chart.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get more and more and more information. That's why I love astrology, is you could research the chart for the rest of your life and you still don't know it all, because there's so many layers and so many configurations, and there's 10,000 asteroids possible that you can research alone.
Wow. That
So
makes sense. That must be why you're gifting me this right now, because I'm ready for it. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Nice,
So
sister.
yes, so I want to go over a couple more retrogrades, and then I'm going to switch the chart into astro.com because it's easier on the eyes to look at, to integrate the information.
Okay.
So back to Saturn. Okay, so I'm going to write down here your retrogrades. So Mercury, Vulcan,
So what would the retrograde then be with is that not cancers?
this,
Well, that's all right. No, down below on the right where it's got the
this,
yeah, no, over here on the right, toward my right, your left maybe. Number 5 in the fifth house. Like that one.
that's the one we went over. That's the South Node.
That's just that's South Node. And is everybody's retrograde in the wherever the retrograde that signifies your nodes?
No, not
Oh.
everybody has North and South Node retrograde.
Oh, okay.
So
And how do you know what's your North and South Node?
So see this little symbol? It looks like an upside down horseshoe.
Yes.
That's South Node, and then the opposite, the right side up horseshoe,
Ah, okay.
is North Node.
That's
And then also, when you go over here on this table, it's right here, the North Node.
right. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Wow. There's a lot. You're right to pick up. Okay. Got it.
So yeah, right here, the North Node in Gemini in the 11th house, South Node, Sagittarius in the 5th house.
And interesting to note, I had my charts done when I was 16 or 17, which was like 40 years ago now for the first time. And I remember the astrologist telling me that. She told me, stay away from higher learning because I've already done it. It's overkill, like what you're saying. She's like, yeah. And she also said anything foreign, travel, because it's Sag is obviously the foreign traveler. It's like, she's like, been there, done that. You're supposed to. And I was like, no, I just love to travel, because that was like everything I loved. It was so funny. So this is a nice little reminder. I mean, I remembered the nodes, but I didn't understand what it really meant. But I understand now what she was referring to back all those years ago. So God bless you, Sharon Tamman. Go ahead.
Well, the nodes are probably the most important part of the chart because it reflects the moon, and the moon is your subconscious. So how we get to the South Node, we go to our moon to get to the North Node. Sorry, I'll say that over. We go from the South Node, and to get to our North Node, we go to the moon. And then we go to our North Node because you don't start working on your North Node until you're 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're still creating that, you're still in that past. You're still creating those patterns.
Ah, that makes total sense.
You don't even start working on them until you hit 30, and then you start being more focused in that direction. So it's a comfort zone for you to travel and to go, foreign travel, higher teachings. That's comfort zone.
It's philosophy.
And it's also comfort zone to be, what is that word? Self-righteous. because the Sagittarian is always self-righteous because it knows everything, right? So it's asking you to be more open-minded and to accept other people's perspectives, because Gemini is also one who sees many, many, many perspectives. And they're never right, they're never wrong, they see perspectives. And so to stay away from that self-righteous attitude is also a learning process for this placement. So when you're 30, you start, okay, getting guided to go more towards the Gemini learning and being okay with the student and being okay with learning multiple things at once, not sticking with one thing. But to get there, you had really understand your moon in Libra. And what is Libra? It's also an air sign, just like Gemini. Libra is the balance. So it's almost like you're literally balancing between the two. So Libra is all about balance, fairness. It's about seeing other people's perspectives. It's about relationships and relating, how you relate to the world. And so you really unconsciously were understanding how your moon works to really understand how your North Node works.
Got it. So those three things are really connected, your moon and your nodes.
Yes. So the moon's nodes. So the dragon's head and the dragon's tail is the easiest way to remember North Node, South Node. Plus, if you think about dragon energy, that's like the ley lines. So it's like the ley lines of your chart run through the axis of Gemini, Sagittarius, and 11th house, 5th house. And so also something I wanted to point out about your North Node, it's the 11th house. I want to go over the house system because it's very important also, but very briefly, the 11th house has to do with community. It's the house of Aquarius. It's Aquarius, Uranus. It has to do with community, groups, networks, like networking. Okay. It has to do with like the internet, communicating on a larger scale. So the North Node is also asking you not only to communicate your words and your thoughts and your thinking, Gemini, but it's asking you to reach out to the whole community, online, groups, networks. So your soul is really focused in on that area, and it really wants to connect with large amounts of people in this life. To get literally getting your words out.
Yeah, my focus has always been more global.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice. All right. Yeah. So now I'm going to go over Chiron real fast, the retrograde.
Okay.
And it's in Pisces. This is your soul wound. This is a generational placement. It takes 7 years to move. So this is a generational placement.
Oh, okay.
So Chiron in Pisces is a wound in spirit. Pisces is more ether than it is water. It's considered water, but Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is very deep, mystical, and I see it more as ether. So when souls, I connect with a lot of your generation who has Chiron in Pisces, and it is this deep wounding in spirituality, your beliefs, divinity, your connection with divinity. And so a lot of your generation is seeking connection with divinity because it may have been cut off in previous lives, like not being allowed to really study your spirituality. Or just being disconnected from being able to access that part of you. So in this life, you're really driven and focused on reconnecting with your divinity, on reconnecting with, well, what do you believe on a soul level? What is your spirituality? Who are you on a soul level? So there's a deep wounding in that, meaning you're very driven to find meaning of life through your spirituality. and it's in retrograde, so you're really focused on missing the skip steps to what you believe in and your connection with source.
Mhm.
And when Chiron is in retrograde, you're considered a chironic character, meaning you're the wounded healer for a lot of people. So also with Chiron, Chiron literally is an asteroid that's called the wounded healer. It looks like a key. The little glyph symbol,
Oh.
it's a key that opens up a huge door. So when I found Chiron, I had my own journey, but Chiron symbolizes the rainbow bridge. It's the
It does.
shamanic healer or rainbow bridge.
Okay.
It is
Wow.
a highly healing placement to study in your chart. Because it's the wounded healer, that means whatever you're wounded in, you attract people with that same wound, and you are able to have the tools to assist them in their healing journey.
Mhm.
So when it's in retrograde, you are really a healing tool for a lot of people. And so you seem to cross paths with certain people at certain times because you have messages for them, or you teach people or give them tools they need for healing. So you're like a little healing fairy. And so it's in the 8th house, which again, I'll go over the houses later, but the 8th house has to do with healing with another person. So part of your own healing journey is in Pisces, which has to do with spirit and reconnecting with your divinity, but it also has to do with you healing 8th house issues, which is intimacy, taxes, resources with other people, healing with another person, like deep intimacy with another person. It also has to do with your healing journey.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, makes big
Okay,
sense.
so definitely study Chiron. Chiron was life-changing for me to study. The other retrogrades are just asteroids that are honestly not worth taking up more time for. You can research that on your own.
Okay.
Now I'm going to switch the screen to the other chart. Hello. All right, and we're going to go to the astro.com chart. Can you see this all right?
I can.
All right. Actually, I'm wondering if there is just like a screen share I could just show you my desktop. Sorry, I'm learning.
No, don't be, yeah, I'm all with you.
I'm doing the Gemini learning thing right now. All right.
Wow, you're really bright. You can do this too.
All right. Can you see this?
I can. I can
Okay.
see your screen. It's got, yeah, full natal chart, Mika Cascarano full natal chart, Mika transit chart,
Okay.
solar return.
Is this the, oh, you don't see the astro.com thing?
I see where it says Mika Cascarano and then a bunch of files.
Oh, lame.
With titles on them.
Hmm. You see this? The astro.com thing?
Now I can see it. Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is your natal chart, and it looks completely different because it's a different website, but I feel like it's easier to see and understand.
Okay.
The outside wheel is all the green planets and asteroids are the transit charts in the sky right now and what they're touching right now for you.
Okay. And this is my solar return as opposed to my natal chart, correct?
This is just the transits. This is not the solar return.
Oh, this is my natal chart. I see it says there. Okay.
But this in the inner wheel, this is your natal chart. This is what doesn't change, it stays static. This is what you were born with. And then the outside wheel,
see. So there's
and then the outside wheel is where the planets and celestial bodies are in the sky right now for everybody. Like right now, everybody has Uranus and Taurus.
okay.
Everybody has Mars in the constellation of Aries. So I'm gonna back up a little bit and make sure you understand this. These are all the constellations on the outside wheel. These are all constellations of the 12 archetypes. And then this is your ascendant line, this thick black line. And then your descendant line. Your ascendant is your rising line, right? Your Leo rising.
Right.
And then your descendant is what you project outward. This is how people see you in the outside world. So they see you as Aquarian because it's on your descendants on the Aquarius constellation house cusp.
Maybe that's why we connect so well.
I think so. Also, what's cool is whatever's on your descendant line, that's supposedly your most harmonious partnership because the 7th house is your partnership house.
Right. Oh, that's so cool. I remember that.
So
remember that Aquarian I told you about?
Yeah.
After I was with the partner, he was a Scorpio. And then when I went back and I was checking out the next partner because she told me all about the first one and she was right. I'm like, I just waiting for her to tell. She's like, oh, you must have learned your lesson. You chose the absolute opposite person, So you're saying me ending up with Aquarian would be really good?
Yeah, yes, because it's right on your 7th house of partnership.
And so do you know who's an Aquarian?
Who?
Peter Woodbury.
Yeah, you like him. So yeah, Aquarians.
Not like, yeah, he's cool. Yeah, but he's in the same thing I'm doing. So
yeah, no, Aquarians would be probably the most beneficial match for you because it's right on your 7th house cusp. And Saturn is there restricting you to look at Aquarian pursuits and relationships. So we'll talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
So you're very relationship actually focused in this life.
Yes, I am.
I didn't know that about you. Okay, so we're gonna go over the planets a little bit. So I'm gonna scroll down here. And again, this is F for fire, A for air, E for earth, W for water. So you're pretty balanced with the fire, earth, water. And then down here,
low on air.
You got your sun. Sorry, it's a little bit.
No, I can see very well.
Okay. All right. So sun is 15 degrees Virgo. 42 minutes, 51 seconds. It gets very detailed. The moon is 12 degrees Libra, 56 minutes, 42 seconds. Mercury, 5 degrees. Venus is 0 degrees. When you have something in 0 degrees or 29 degrees, because everything is, see the little hash marks?
Yeah.
It's 30 degrees a house, give or take. So that makes up 360 degrees, makes up the whole wheel, right? So you can have a planet in between 0 and 30 degrees of something. Really between 0 and
Oh,
29
so the
degrees.
scale is from 0 to 30, and so that's why 29 is really powerful one way and 0 is really powerful
Yes.
the other way.
Yes, it's called the critical degree. When it's in something 0 degree, like the 0 degree of Saturn, 0 degree of Venus, that's a critical degree. It means you've never had this placement in this place before, and you're really focused on learning a lesson in the area of love and money, Venus, and focus and mortality in Saturn. So we go back to all the places you have 0 or 29 degrees are really important for you to research those planets.
And I have a 0 degree in Venus.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Saturn.
Oh, Saturn.
And vertex is it's an astrological point. It's like it's a hypothetical point. You can research it, but it's not a planet or asteroid.
Right.
You have vertex 0 degrees, Capricorn also. Yep.
I don't have any 29s.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So
I've already learned so much just from what you're sharing. This is awesome.
well, I got 14 years to dump on you, so this is fun.
Well, you know what? And this is exactly what I was hoping, that you weren't just going to tell me, but you were going to share. This is like the answer to a prayer. You are amazing.
You're amazing. Look at your chart. You're given the awesome chart. Okay, so let's go over the planets so you understand a little bit of the energies that play themselves out. I see planets from a shamanic perspective. I mix shamanic astrology with a lot of different astrology concepts. So to me, the planets and celestial bodies are living beings. They're not they're not just balls of dirt in the sky. They're living entities that are like their spirit guides. And depending on your life purpose and what you wanted to accomplish in this life, you contracted with these living beings to help assist you in making sure that you get what you came here to do done.
Right.
So all of these different beings have their own name, their own energetic signature, their own way of communicating with you.
Right.
So they're all alive, and so I want to explain a little bit about the energies and what they do for you. So the sun, as you can tell, like the sun, when it comes out of the sky, you can't not see the sun. It radiates and lights up our whole planet and the whole solar system itself. So when you have the sun anywhere in your chart, it lights up that area of your chart. So here's the sun here in the constellation of Virgo in the second house. So the sun is your ego personality structure. It's your personality. It's what shines the most. It's what radiates and gives light to the other planets. So that's what makes you a Virgo, is the sun is in the constellation of Virgo when you're born. So it really has to do with your ego personality, your personality in general. So the moon is your subconscious or your emotions. It has to do with your mother. It has to do with how you mother yourself. But importantly, it really does have to do with your subconscious, the way you subconsciously operate. So when you have your moon in Libra, you subconsciously are a giver. You subconsciously want balance. You subconsciously want to nurture your relationships. You subconsciously want really healthy partnerships. So you're subconsciously driven by understanding through relationships and balance. And Libra is love. So you naturally want to be loving and have peace and harmony around you. So then we go to Mercury is the next planet. So I'm going in order of how
Right.
this is in the sky.
I appreciate that.
So from an astronomy perspective, we're going from the closest to Earth to further away from the Earth.
Right.
So the sun, by the way, the sun, to back up, the sun transits are, of course, like usually around, was it 29 days? It changes signs. That's why everybody has a birthday every month, because the sun moves into another constellation. Like after this, right? It just entered the constellation of Libra right there.
Okay, yep. And that's for everybody. Yep.
That's for everybody, yep. So then the moon, it moves every 2.5 days. 2.5 to 3 days, it moves signs. So right now, the moon is in Capricorn for everybody right now.
Okay.
And in 2.5 days, it'll go into Aquarius.
Okay.
And so you'll notice how you feel emotionally based on where the moon is at. So this is an excellent time to get work done, because Capricorn is no bullshit. It's let's get work, let's focus, let's get grounded, let's do all the tasks that we've avoided. It's the sign of really hard work because it's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn's authority, Saturn's the father. So this is a good day to work and to get stuff done, all the things that we don't like to do normally. And then when it moves into Aquarius, it's good to do group stuff. Good to do community stuff, hang out with friends, because Aquarius is friends.
It is, right.
Does that make sense? So yeah, the moon moves every 2.5 days, and the energy you will feel if you start tracking the moon, you'll literally be in sync with the moon's energies, and you'll feel when is better to do certain activities, because it's more in alignment with the moon. Like the moon, if you want to write, the moon's excellent when the moon's in Gemini, or speak, or do a public speaking thing, or communicate something that's hard to communicate. Do it on a Gemini moon. If you want to do your taxes, do it in a Scorpio moon, because Scorpio moon rules taxes. Like, so there's certain things to align yourself with that will be more beneficial to you and make your life more harmonious. And you'll kind of have the upper hand with things also. What were you going to say?
But where did this, I know astrology goes back millennia, but where does the taxes thing coming from? You know what I mean? Like, there haven't always been taxes, you know, like, does that just have to do with?
Well, if you think about it, there's always been some kind of taxation since the beginning of time, whether it's the barter system or some kind of like monetary exchange that came later. But in the very beginning, the barter system was used. So we talk about the 8th house. The 8th house has to do with taxes and financial obligations. And
financial obligation, that makes sense. Okay.
And other people's resources. So it may not have been taxes per se, but it may have been some kind of resources with another person that was owed or debted.
Right. Bartering.
Yeah.
Now we barter with the government, sort of.
I know. Terrible. Anywho.
Well.
Okay, so now we move to Mercury. The little dude with horns. If you think about Mercury, that's why I love astrology also, is each planet, you can correlate it to a god or goddess.
Right.
So if you think about the god Mercury, right? He's the dude with the wings on his shoes.
Right, he's my ruler.
Yeah, exactly. So
I know that. I got him on my head right here, my little horns.
Yeah.
My little moon.
So
he's the communication god.
Yes. So as fast as they can learn something, they can teach it.
They also have wings on their feet.
Yes.
He has
So they're
kind of-
very quick-witted people. They understand things very quickly, more than any other
Yep.
sign. This God planet literally is designed to communicate information to all the other planets. So
okay.
so see here you have this, it's called a stellium when you have 3 or more planets in a house.
Oh.
You have a stellium right here in the second house in Virgo. So see, Mercury is communicating with Uranus and communicating with Pluto and the sun. So he's communicating with all these planets. He's telling, and it's in retrograde. So he's like, hey, I have a really important message for all of you. So he's communicating these messages to these planets so they know what to do. So Mercury is very important because it literally is the communicator to all the other planets.
Okay.
Plus, if you embody Mercury, I would definitely study that planet. Because if you have a stellium here, you're very Virgo, Mercury focused in this life.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a stellium anywhere else. You have little because asteroids don't count. They have to be planets to be a stellium. So you have a bunch of things together, but they're not planets. So the only stellium you really have is this stellium. So when you have a stellium in Virgo, you are very focused on the details in this life. You're very focused on healing. You're very focused on working and being of service. And it's really important because of that Mercury retrograde is that skip step of you really want to communicate something.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely research and study Mercury, because that is like the primary planet in your chart.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to Venus. Venus right here in Leo in the 12th house. Venus is the great attractor. It magnetizes to you what you desire. If Mars is what you desire, that's what you put out. It's masculine. You put out into the universe what you want. Venus attracts it to you. And they're so close together, but that's interesting. So Venus, the great attractor in Leo, that's big love. In the constellation of Leo, that's the biggest form of love you can get. So if Mars, what you desire is in Cancer, you desire like cuddling, nurturing. Cancer is all about the mother. It's all about house and home, comforts, sensuality, like just really nurturing relationships. Venus attracts you, it attracts that for you. So Mars is really what you desire, not what you think you desire, but really just at a primal level what you desire.
Bing.
And you desire, like, you want to be nurtured. Maybe you want to be cuddled. Maybe you want to be held. Maybe you want to be mothered. And then, yeah, Venus attracts it to you. Venus has to do with earthly love and money.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things are not separate. They're, the more you love, the more money you have. Obviously, the more you give, the more you get. And you know that law very well because you're a very giving person.
Aww. I'm only a giving person because you are. You reflect me.
There's you not being able to receive compliments.
Well, no, it's a compliment to you too, though. I mean, look at the gift you're giving me right now. This is amazing. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's no problem. But I need you to really take that in and understand that Venus in Leo is an extremely giving person. Extremely loving. Okay. Like, that's the biggest love you can have is Venus in Leo. It's huge love that you have to give, and it's also what you deserve. You deserve big love, big grand gestures of love. And I know that the whole princess queen thing, I can see that prevalent in the Leo rising. The Leo rising is rising to be a queen or king.
But I don't have a Leo rising. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So
I was
you're
thinking
like,
moon. Okay.
but yeah, like there's somewhere in your DNA where you were a queen. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that.
Many.
And right, yes, exactly. And so you're rising to really own the queen within and demand you deserve and want, like you want to want, and you can't unwant a need. If you need big love and you need certain types of things from your partner, you can't unneed a need. And so part of the journey as a Leo rising is really owning that queen within and really being okay with wanting big things because you have that much more to give. You don't just take, you have big energy to give in the world also. So there's nothing wrong with you wanting what you want in this life. It's owning your inner queen. So if your Venus is in Leo, you demand big love because you give big love, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's a reciprocal thing. So the next partner you have better damn well give to you because that's what you deserve.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to Mars again. We went through Mars a little bit. Mars again is what you put out. It's masculine. It's what you desire. It's what you put out into the universe, whether consciously or unconsciously. It's in the 12th. Both of these are in the 12th house. The 12th house is the collective unconscious. So not only are you giving big love, you're giving love from the collective. Like it's kind of like what the collective wants to be loved, how the collective wants to be loved. You're unconsciously embodying that. So the bigger the better because the collective wants you to understand. It's like you're healing your love.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sorry. You said, I said giving love from the collective, and then you faded out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you have a planet or asteroid in the 12th house, you are healing something for the collective.
Oh, okay.
It's a collective demand. So Venus and Mars is a collective, you're healing for the collective in there. So your love, the way you love, is healing something for the whole planet. So it's important for you to really embody the love that you really want and to get really real with yourself on what you really desire in terms of love and romance and money. Instead of telling yourself you're small and you don't really deserve that and oh, it's stupid for me to want these things, get really real with yourself on what you really desire because you're healing something for the whole collective. And it's important that you're real with yourself and honest with yourself, what you really need in a relationship and what you really desire in this life. If you really desire to ride a motorcycle, then let yourself ride a motorcycle. If you really desire to have a partnership that really is very romantic and gives you roses every day, then there's nothing wrong with that because you're healing for the collective. And so it's asking you to get really real with what you desire and want. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to Jupiter. Jupiter is this little four-looking thing.
Okay.
And it's in the constellation of Taurus in the 10th house. So Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system.
Right.
I think you can fit like 100 Earths in there. It's enormous. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, it expands your life when you focus on Jupiter. It's the planet of expansion and luck. It's your pot of gold. It's your luck at the end of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Like that.
So when you feel down on your luck or you feel stuck, you go to your Jupiter to expand something and to come home to yourself. So whatever area of the chart it touches, it expands that. So when you have Jupiter in Taurus, in the constellation of Taurus, it's luck in finances, it's luck in money, it's luck in like material possessions, it's luck on resources, it's luck on your value system. Taurus also rules value system. So when you're down on your luck, it's like you go back to what it is that you value. It's asking yourself, if you were on your deathbed, what would be your like code of ethics? What would be like your truest values this life? And that expands your life, and that gives you more luck when you really hone in on your values. It's also letting you know that you're always abundant. With Jupiter, with Jupiter and Taurus, like you always will have enough in this life. You will always have enough money. You will always have enough resources. You will always have enough material possessions. You'll always have all that. All that's always covered for you, and you shouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, that's been told to me every time I've had a chart done, which is a nice affirmation.
I know, but you got Lucifer there.
Yeah.
Lucifer is the light bringer. So Lucifer is, by a lot of patriarchal society, deems Lucifer the devil and it's evil. But Lucifer is the light bringer in your chart.
Right. Luce means light.
Yeah. So when you have Lucifer in an area of your chart, it's where the darkness comes in, but it's also where the light is. So the most darkness in your chart is also where the light comes in. So in the past, you could have felt extremely in lack mentality or poverty mentality, right, or undeserving in some way, because that's Lucifer showing you where all the light really is in your chart. Is he's showing you, look, I'm here. I have all this darkness and all this insecurity around finances or possessions or value systems or whatever, but I'm just showing you that it's the complete opposite. That actually it's an illusion. You have so much. You have more than most people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known that unless I was here to show you this darkness. So it's like a subconscious belief that, oh, I don't have enough. Or, oh, how my bill's going to be paid if I follow my dreams. I don't know. It's that old program that Lucifer represents, but he's also showing you all of this light. All right, so now we go to Saturn, because we went over Chiron, which is an asteroid anyway. So Saturn here is in Aquarius. Let's see, Saturn.
And it's 0 degrees.
Yeah, and so this is the critical degree one. So also you need to research Saturn, because you've never had Saturn here before, and Saturn plays a significant role in your life since it's at 0 degrees. So Saturn, again, is the teacher. It's the planet that most people don't like. It's the planet of restriction, mortality, focus. It's the father, it's authority. So wherever you chose Saturn, Saturn is helping you to focus in on your life purpose. There's something called a Saturn return when you're 28 to 30 years old. Excuse me, 27 to 30 years old.
Okay.
Is when you're 20, before you're 27, you want to do anything and everything. You want to experiment, you want to learn it all, you want to do 400,000 things in this life. You want to do it all and more. And then Saturn comes along when you're 27 and it's like, hey, remember what you wanted to accomplish in this life, right?
Yep.
And it's a part of surrendering. And actually, a lot of people die during their Saturn returns. This is how serious Saturn is. Saturn's like, do your purpose or die. Get off this planet or do your purpose. And so it's no coincidence why like a lot of drug users end up dying during their Saturn return because they're so far out of alignment off their path where they have no choice but to start over.
Ah.
So what, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse, they were all 27 when they died. So they were all so far down the drug and alcohol path and out of alignment that they had no choice but to leave this planet. So Saturn is a very sobering, serious planet. It makes sure that you came here to get done what you came here to do. You contracted with Saturn to make sure you're restricted in this area of your chart, so you're focused in this area of your chart, so you fulfill what you came here to fulfill. So your Saturn is in Aquarius. So you're very focused on humanitarian pursuits in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And your Saturn is retrograde, so it makes it even more important that you focus on this in this life. So if you think about Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn's restricting you to focus on humanitarian stuff, groups, networks, the internet, communicating on a global scale. It's all about the whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about individuality and uniqueness, like allowing yourself to be your unique individual self. Aquarius also relates to individualization, which is you really find out who you are uniquely from anyone else. Like allowing yourself to have your freak flag out, like fly that high. Like, hey, this is Mika, this is who I am. I'm gonna wear my fairy crown and I'm gonna have my whatever, and I don't give a shit what other people think. This is who I am. Woohoo! Like that's Aquarius. Aquarius is like, they don't care what other people think about them. They march to the beat of their own drum. They are their unique, weird self, and that's what you're really focused on in this life, is being your unique self and helping with the whole, doing humanitarian stuff or helping heal something globally. It's helping the collective. So you're restricted in looking at those things in life. You chose to restrict yourself in making sure that you focus on humanitarian stuff or things that help the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It also rules the skeletal structure, so it's very structured. So right now, currently in the world, this is why this whole paradigm is breaking down. Saturn is in Capricorn, which is at home with itself. Saturn and Capricorn is structure. Pluto here is literally degenerating the old structure. So Pluto and then Jupiter is expanding this process. So this is literally why this paradigm is crumbling, because these planets are working together. So it's literally, we're in the death process of the old structure. And then Saturn's going to move into, when Saturn moves into Aquarius, we're all going to now focus on building the new Earth. We're going to build the new paradigm. And then when Pluto goes into Aquarius, shit's really going to go down. Like, we're really going to build the new Earth. Like, we're really going to make it happen. But right now we're in death process. We've been in the death process. We're like born in the death process. It's like, but it's actively dying right now. Like you can see it more and more every day. Like this paradigm is actively crumbling, and
Yes.
it will shift tremendously when Saturn moves back into Aquarius.
And how long will that be?
Not too long, because it moved. See this right here? This is the first line of Aquarius.
Uh-huh. Right.
It already was in Aquarius and then retrograded back. See the R?
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, okay.
Saturn's in retrograde in Capricorn, but when it's done retrograding, it'll go back into Aquarius within a few months, actually.
Can
So
we
this,
do something? Can I take a 2-second? I have to go to the bathroom.
oh,
I've
of
been drinking.
course.
Give me a moment.
Pee
I'll
too.
be right back. You want to take a pee break?
I'll pause it.
Let's do it. Is trying to tell me, like, basically, like you said, like, tone down the light. Now, I mean, the one day I did wear a bright, it was summer and it was nice and I was able to wear it. But, I was wearing my earthier clothes because I'm a Virgo. I like earthy tone.
Wait, somebody asked you to tone down your light?
Sort of, like this guy, that's what he said. He was trying to give me some advice. And like what I found was there was this one gentleman, he was a big guy and he was very vocal. And, so what I felt like was I didn't vocalize as much as I could have or should have. I mean, even though like we were supposed to all be advanced in regression, and I've not been doing it for that long, but I have had other experiences that the other people hadn't, because even though it was a level 2 course, it was a level 2 course for these people who took level 1 with him the year before, and then they met again. Well, I wasn't a part of that initial group, but I'm also not intimidated to ask questions or to make comments. I mean, and he was even saying, he's like, oh, if you want to adjust this and do it this and this and that. And so when I went to do the regression, I offered this girl, and I'm like, well, I have a couple other scripts if you're interested, or do you want me to use the one everybody's using? Because, and I said, and she's like, oh, I want you to use the one everyone's using. But everybody kind of looked at me like, oh, who do you think you are? But he had asked me to do that. It's like, so it was interesting.
Who are you not? Who are you not to do? Who are you not to be who you are? That's the
well, yeah, but I do feel like I might be, and it wasn't, I just sat around. I didn't say much. So that was what I'm saying. It wasn't because I noticed this other guy, he was making all these comments, and he was bigger than life. He was a big guy, and he was very demonstrative. And there were only 3 guys in the group out of like 10. So it was pretty feminine dominant, but I mean, it was an interesting learning experience, but you would think with 10 people that you would bond some way. And I, even though you and I bonded, like there was this instant fairy connection. I mean, it's just there. And yet, and like when I did the work with Peter, when I went to Omega to do Brian Weiss, I connected with a couple people, and just a couple, but there were hundreds of people there, and it's just an interesting thing. Like you're saying, that light thing. And Anne doesn't see that about herself either. And she's a Sag, right? And she doesn't see, she thinks she's quiet. Go ahead.
She's the biggest planet in the galaxy. Jupiter. That's what
I mean, she does. She's like,
person. She takes up space. That's what she's designed to do. So when you're like the sun rising, you're designed to be seen. So when you have the sun rising, you are literally designed to be seen through your creativity and shine that light. And yeah, you're gonna meet lots of people that intimidate the hell out of them, and they're gonna try to put out your light, dumb out your light, dim it. But that's when you tell them, peace out.
Peace out. I like that. Not fuck off, but yeah.
I'm trying to. So it's already 1 o'clock, and I didn't.
Yeah, I know. I knew we were done. It's good. Pee time break, but we're just having our own little. You aren't recording this, I didn't think.
I'm recording this.
Oh, you are? I thought that we hadn't started. Okay, that's fine. We got it all.
Well, no, I,
To be continued. Oh, this is so much fun.
yeah, it's interesting how time, I never know how this is going to go, but it's, instead of analyzing, oh, I didn't even do all the planets, it's, I know where I know where we left off, and I know where we can begin next time. So yeah, I'll start